1976, a British general discovered something disturbing. Sir John Glubb studied empires across 3,000 years of history, and he found that almost every major empire lasted roughly 250 years, and then it collapsed. The Assyrians, 247 years, the Persians, 208 years, the Greeks, 231 years, the Ottomans, 250 years, the British, 250 years, and America is right within that range today. Glubb found that every empire moved through the same 7 stages in the same order. Empires start with the Age of Pioneers, conquest and expansion. Everyone builds together, and this was America from 1776 to 1815. Then the Age of Conquest, military dominance, territory expansions. This is America in the 1800s to the early 1900s. Then the Age of Commerce, trade and industry boom, and this was America from 1890s to about 1945. Then the empire peaks, called the Age of Affluence, wealth, prosperity, America from 1945 through the 70s, the Golden Age. Then it starts to decline with the Age of Intellect. Universities expand, innovation accelerates, and that's America from the 80s to about 2000s. And then finally, the Age of Decadence, obsession with entertainment, wealth gaps widen, political polarization explodes, and trust collapses. America's national debt is $36 trillion. Trust to government is at 22%. The population is split into 2 hostile camps. The U.S. is at stage 6, deeply in stage 6. The final stage, collapse, is close. Glubb's pattern says stage 6 doesn't last long. Rome took 30 years from stage 6 to collapse. Britain took 40 years. If America entered stage 6 around the year 2000, it's 24 years in. Can America break the pattern that pretty much every other empire has followed? You need to understand this, and I have a full breakdown at culturalperspective.com today.
Giving all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honor to the elders of GMS. Also salutations to all the Akim out there that's wishing this truth. And also shalom to the rest of the hopeful elect. I'm going to title this lesson, No One Reigns Forever, including you, America. July the 4th was the 250th year of America's reign. But also, when you go into history, all right, that's the average lifespan of a kingdom, all right, 250 years, all right, which means what? We're close to an end, all right? We're close to seeing the complete fall of this empire, what you call America, all right? Now, matter of fact, let's open up with a scripture real quick. This is Job 14:4. It says, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. See, so it's all up to the Lord, all right? But we know throughout history, the Lord don't let kingdoms reign really over that 250th year, all right? Or that kingdom is already in the decline, all right, when you study kingdoms. Thou has appointed his bounds that he cannot pass, all right? Then it also says this. Let's go to Daniel real quick. Daniel, so like I said, no one reigns forever, all right? Daniel 2:21, it says, he changeth times and seasons. He removeth kings and setteth up kings, all right? And that's what Yahweh Bashim Yahushua does, all right? He set up these kingdoms and he knock them down, all right? And that's what he raised up another kingdom, all right, or another society, all right. But this go around, all right. This is the last kingdom, all right. When you go into the four beasts, all right. This is the last kingdom that's going to reign, like it tells you. And let me see in Esdras. Hold on, let's go to Esdras real quick, the 13th chapter. Before we touch on this and through in ChatGPT, all right. I think that's it. Might be 11, right? right? The point is right here. It says, "Hear thou," 2 Esdras 11:38. "Hear thou, and I will talk with thee. And the highest shall say unto thee, Art thou not thou? It that remaineth of the four beasts," right? And that four beasts is talking about in the book of Daniel, all right? And that's talking about what? The Roman Empire. Now, if you understand the scriptures, you'll know the Roman Empire came back alive, all right? That's according to what? Revelations, the 13th chapter, all right? The two-headed beast that was wounded, okay? Now it came back what? It came back what? As America, okay? It says, "Art not thou it that remaineth of the four beasts, whom I made to reign in my world, that the end of their times might come through them?" It says, "And the fourth came and overcame all the beasts that were past, and had power over the world with great fearfulness, and over the whole compass of the earth with much oppression, so long time dwelt upon the earth with deceit." All right, and this is talking about what you call the Roman Empire. All right, but that's who the Lord. But the point was at 39 says, "Art thou not it that remaineth of the four beasts?" Right, because all the other beasts are gone. All right, now we're here. All right, in Babylon. All right, aka the Roman Empire. All right, and that ruling. Let's read through this a little bit. For thou hast heard, for the earth hast thou not judged for truth. Thou hast afflicted the meek, thou hast hurt the peaceable. Thou hast loved liars, and destroyed the dwellings of them that brought forth fruit, and cast down the walls of such as did thee no harm, right? And that's the MO of the Roman Empire, or what you call America. "Therefore is thy wrongful dealings come up to the highest, and thou proud into the mighty. The highest also have looked upon the proud times, and behold, they are ended." So you see, it's over for you. "And his abominations are fulfilled." So the Lord is about to do away with this place, man. Okay? Totally do away with this place. "And there appear no more thou eagle, nor thou horrible wings, nor thou wicked feathers, nor thou malicious heads, nor thou hurtful claws, nor are thou vain body, that all the earth may be refreshed, and may return and be delivered from the violence, that she may hope for the judgment and mercy of him that made her." All right, so this place is over. We at that 250th year. So let's go to chat. So when you go into, right, you kind of have to snap on chat a little bit, but it says, "Fair enough, looking strictly at the history, there is no law that kingdoms or empires collapse at 250 years. Yeah, because it don't directly happen right then and there. All right, it can happen 10 years before, or 10 years after, or hell, 20 years after, or a year after. All right, but no, it's in the workings of the Most High. All right, we're on the time of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Like it, but it tells you in Esdras, measure the time diligently within itself. All right. So through the prophecies and through different historians and the things we have studied, we understand that what this is the end. Okay, this place is over. It says the 250-year empire cycle is an observation some historians and commentators make are noticing that many powerful states seem to enjoy about 200 to 300 years of dominance before a major incline. We're in that major incline. What often happens around the stage is not an imminent collapse, but a combination of trends. Government institutions become more complex and expensive now. I'll ask chat about that, right? It says, I'll ask chat about that specifically. It says, right, here we go. No, right? It says the Roman Empire, hold on. Okay. Bear with me. Okay, it says, as for America, if you apply the empire cycle theory, it says the expectation would not be that America ends at 250 years. Salaki, okay, there we go. I wasn't scrolling far enough. It says, by government institutions, I mean the organizations, the systems that keep a country functioning and enforce its laws and policies. For the United States, that includes things like the presidency, executive agencies, Congress, court system, including Supreme Court in the United States, the military, and federal agencies such as Internal Revenue Service, Federal Bureau of Investigation, and Federal Reserve System, and state and local governments. When historians talk about institutions becoming too complex or bloated, they usually mean more bureaucracy, more departments, regulations, paperwork, and layers of management, higher costs to operate the government, slower decision making, right? It says difficult solving problems and efficiently growing public distrust in institutions. Now, I'm going to show you something, right? Because immediately when I read that, right, first thing that I thought of was this right here, right? So these devils is trying to combat their downfall, right? Elon Musk came with what? This thing you call Doge. It says the U.S. Department of Government Efficiency. See, Doge was set up by President Trump to dismantle federal bureaucracy and slash access regulations, cut wasteful expenditures, and restructure federal agencies. Led by Elon and Vivek and Ramaswamy, and temporarily initiative operate under Executive Office of President. So there you have it right there. All right. So they're trying to counteract one of those signs of this place falling, man. All right. Trying to, stop their downfall. It says debt, the financial obligation. Now, this is the second one. Debt and financial obligations grow. Now, that goes into what? Let's go to the book of Habakkuk real quick. I'm going to jump right to it. It says, shall not all these take up a parable against him? Talking about the so-called white man. A tiny proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long to him that ladeth himself with thick clay? So when you go into that word thick clay, right? Go into that word, hold on. Yeah. Thick clay, it goes into debt, see? Weight of pledges, heavy debts. So you see? So let's hold on. Let me look up something else real quick. The word laden, right? It says to be heavy, to be weighty, to be grievous. You see, to be grievous. So that debt is grievous unto him. And they're trying to figure out ways to get rid of that debt, day by day. Now, Trump was talking about getting rid of it through what you call cryptocurrency. All right. Is it going to work? I mean, I don't know, but we know they're about to jump into a new system anyways. Okay. Hold on. 1 second. Okay, pardon me. I have to pause that for a second. So let's get back to All right, it says wealth becomes concentrated among fewer people, right? The different elites, right? If you notice, Trump is heavy into crypto, all right, or they're basically like scamming people, you know, and making millions here, probably even billions of dollars off the stock market, right? The dude is straight up manipulating uh, the damn economy with words. You know, you go on there, say something, and it causes people to, sell off. So these devils is hey, that's something else, man. You know, it says and there's all kind of scriptures that speak about the rich man. Okay, it says political factions become increasingly divided, right? Like it says, hold on, a house divided. Hold on. House divided against himself shall not stand, right? Matthew 12 and 25. And Yahweh knew every thoughts and said unto him, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, right? And every city or house divided against himself shall not stand. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? So there you have it, man. All right. It tells you when you go into Isaiah the 19th chapter. Let's grab it. All right. Isaiah 19. How it's gonna be civil war. All right. Or also during that you call that during a celebration, you had these different white supremacist groups, marching around, you know. Isaiah 19 and 2, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. They shall fight everyone against his brother, everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. So there you have it, man. All right. It says citizens become less united around common identity and purpose, right? And that's taking place too, right? Nobody can basically agree on anything in a society, right? And also that goes into the house being divided against itself too, right? Whether it's politics, whether they done figured out how to set women against men, you know, there you have it. It says military and administrative costs rises, right? What's that scripture? Just in my head, slipped my mind that fast. It says, rivals emerge and challenge the dominant power, right? Like it says here, right? Because all this stuff is scripture. Isaiah 14, right? It says, Isaiah 14, right? Then this is them challenging the power of this place. Isaiah 14 and 9, hail from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead, talking about, these countries, these other countries, all right, that was once not equal to America, all right. Now they have the militaries. Now they have better economies, Now they make better products, okay. Now they don't have to source out certain things, okay. They don't have to come bend the knee to America. Even all the chief ones of the earth have raised up from the thrones all the kings of the nations. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Which means what? Are we're on an equal playing field now, Or what? You can't bully us anymore. It says economic growth slows compared with earlier periods, right? So there you have it right there. And that proves that this place is done, right? Because the economy ain't doing good. It says then it gives examples. It says the Roman Empire gradually weakened through political instability, economic strain, and external pressures before losing its dominance. So, and you can see all the signs are there. And speaking of signs, I'm going to show you something else, man. It says the Spanish Empire remained powerful for centuries, but eventually lost economic military leadership. It says the British Empire did not suddenly disappear. It slowly transitioned to a global empire, to a major national state. It says, as for America, if you apply the empire cycle theory, the expectation would not be America ends at 250 years. Instead, you would look for the signs such as increasing debt burdens, right? That's why it tells you, Ezra's 9, measure the time diligently within itself, man. All right? The Lord gave signs. It says, political polarization, challenges to the dollar's global role, competition from other major powers, pressure on social institutions and infrastructure. There you have it, man. All right. You know what? I'm going to read a little bit more. I'll read the rest of this. It says the United States declared independence in 1776. So it's around the 250-year mark now, according to the Empire Cycle theorists. There would be a period where the country either reforms, renew itself, right? Now, what you think that is? How do you reform or renew yourself? They plan on doing it through this new digital system. It enters a period of relative decline compared with its peak influence. The key point is that history shows decline is usually gradual. Most great empires don't vanish when they reach a certain age. They become less dominant and transfer the share of power with rising competitors. Oh, perfect example, right? Iran has America by the balls, man. America thought they was gonna go in there and whoop on Iran, and look what happened. You see? So let's go to YouTube real quick, right? Showing you all the signs is there, right? Look at this, right? And look, everything is spiritual, man. The Lord shows signs, man. And sometimes he has a funny way of doing it. Look at this, right? This is at the celebration. Hold on. You know what? I want it to have a little bit of volume. So. The paraglider crashed, man. That represents America, man. Right, then you had at the fireworks show, right? Some shit ended up getting set on fire, right? And also, what else did happen at this? Oh, the heat wave, right? The heat was fucking these people up, man. So it was all messed up. Also, during the fireworks, they mentioned how lightning was flashing through the fireworks, and that was like a real big thing to them. But what does the scripture say about that? Hold on, I've seen. Right, and also that's what you seen do. That's how dude felt, man. He came through in that paraglider, man, and hit the damn deck. Luke 10:18, and he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning falling from heaven. So you see, so this man, he's at his end, all right, and there's nothing he can really do about it. So with that, we give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, the bond to the elders GMS. Also salutations to Allah Akim out there that's listening. It's truth. Peace.